my number 8 team is the USC Trojans. So USC is one of these teams, kind of like Tennessee, where they had a really powerful offense last year, and their defense kind of left you wishing. They had a ton of turnovers on defense last year, and that, while it was good, also concerns me because as bad as the defense was, that's with a bunch of turnovers, right? But before we get to defense, we'll run through this offense quickly because we're gonna close this out in about 20 minutes here. But Caleb Williams is top 3 player in football. He's a reigning Heisman winner. There's no question there. This guy is amazing. He's going to make plays on offense. I don't care what wide receivers you give him, running backs, and they have all that stuff. So I'm not going to sit here and waste my time on that. This is going to be a really, really good offense. Alex Grinch is the defensive coordinator. He has followed Lincoln Riley from Oklahoma to USC. There was no defense to be found at Oklahoma, although Oklahoma fans said every year that it was about to get better. I'll have to say the defense was better at Oklahoma in all the years that Lincoln Riley was there versus last year. That was the worst defense we've seen in a long time there. So I feel like as long as Alex Grinch is with this guy, Lincoln Riley, I don't think that they're going to have a good defense. That's where I'm at right now, and I'm at a point where it's like you're going to have to prove it. The defense, the first line of defense for USC looks a ton better than it did last year. 11 wide, they look better, but there's no depth. In spring ball this year, they weren't even able to scrimmage like they were supposed to because they didn't have enough defensive players to run their practice like they wanted to. So that's all I need to hear. And I've got USC going 10-2 in a tumultuous Pac-12, and I still think that puts them in the 8th spot. I've got their schedule pulled up right here. It's not an easy schedule. I mean, you got San Jose State, Nevada, Stanford, at Arizona State, at Colorado. Very, very manageable to start the year, obviously. Then it kind of changes up. Arizona's not going to be like crazy easy. They'll beat them. USC will beat them. But then you got at Notre Dame. Then you got Utah at home. Hadn't been able to beat Utah. Haven't been able to beat them. At Cal. And then Washington at home. And then at Oregon. And then UCLA at home. So out of those last 5 games, you've got number 13 Notre Dame, number 14 Utah, number 10 Washington, and number 15. And these are AP rankings that I'm naming here. But you get the point. These are all top 15 teams. And USC's bye week is after week 3. I don't know who did that to them. I guess the Pac-12 gave them a good old, one-fingered parting gift there because they take their bye week after Stanford. So you got San Jose State, Nevada, Stanford. Yeah, you really need a rest right after those 3. So it just doesn't set up right for USC.
So real quick, one thing on that I noticed, they're playing in week 0 on August 26th. So they had that early bye week.
Okay, so they got 2.
So, no. Look, their second bye week is the last week of the season, week 13.
They got screwed.
They got screwed. I've never seen that.
Wow. So yeah, you're right. So they play San Jose State the 26th of August, but they just don't play the last week of the season. If they can somehow make it to the Pac-12 championship, that bye week will actually be a big time gift. Because they'll have a week off where everybody else is playing. But my goodness, man, to make it through that stretch is going to be really, really, really difficult. And I don't see it happening. So USC's got my 8th spot. Who you got for number 7?
Well, I've got USC conveniently. So, in an effort to save time, I don't want to spend really hardly any time on this. I just want to talk a little bit about. I do think I'm a little bit higher on them. I've got them winning the Pac-12. I think that this is a conference that you don't necessarily have to have a great defense to win. Oregon might have the best defense in the Pac-12. I do see them being being true contenders, but I don't think they have nearly the offensive firepower that USC does. Let's see. So, yeah, I don't want to touch on anything that you touched on. The offensive weapons that I'm seeing are running backs Austin Jones and transfer Marshawn Lloyd. Transfer Dorian Singer. It's going to be really good for them at wide receiver, and wide receiver Brendan Rice and Mario Williams. They also have a couple of true freshmen, 5-star wide receivers in Zach Branch and Deuce Robinson, who figure to make some plays. They're both going to be really good for them. They went out and got 3 new players from the transfer portal. Also have some young freshman depth to step up on offensive line. Anytime you're adding transfer portal offensive linemen, it's not a good move. So maybe the freshmen step up. We'll just have to wait and see. And then on defense, the D's highlighted by all of the transfer portal players USC went out to get and got like defensive tackle Bear Alexander from UGA and Anthony Lucas from Texas A&M, who are both former 5-stars on the defensive line. Again, like you mentioned, under Alex Grinch, I don't see this being, a top 20 defense or anything like that, which I do think that they would need to win the national championship, but I don't think that they need that to win the Pac-12 and potentially even make the playoffs. I do think that this roster is starting to turn a little bit for Riley on the defensive side of the ball. He's obviously getting the receivers that he needs. He's got to get the O line that he needs a little bit more, but I think he's doing a good job at tweaking this roster a little bit as he goes on, year after year, recruiting class after recruiting class. But that's all I wanted to add to USC. Who you got for your number 7?